Yo, what is up, guys? We are here doing a quick, let's say, 29, 30-day update in person. We're doing the big video this time. So, let's talk about what's been going on. So, I don't have a script for this, so I'm just going off the fly because honestly, it's been too long since I uploaded, so I'm just going off the fly with this one, but all right. What have I been doing the last 3 days? Let's talk about that. Okay, so I think in the video, the daily update video I uploaded, the last one, like the one before this, I was talking about it, but basically, I kind of lost track of time. Like, I'm the type of person where it's like I just can't do anything else until like one thing is solved, right? So basically I was working on my novel because I was like, oh, I just want to release like the first chapter. I just want to release like the first like complete bit. That way I could like start getting feedback. Which, by the way, is released now, which is why I'm making this video. So I thought I could release it quickly. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna draft this up real quick. It's already in my head, like simple. Didn't go as planned. So first I drafted up like a first draft, right? And then after that, I realized I was gonna upload it, but I was like, like it's missing. Not as missing. I was like, this isn't the vision, right? And I was like, I'm gonna have to revise most of this. So then I uploaded. So then I've been working on the second draft of the opening bit since then. So I just finished that and I just uploaded it. Links in the description. Please go check it out. Comment, be like, yo, it's trash or it's garbage. I don't know, whatever. Like whatever you want to say. Like criticism is great, Um, yeah. So yeah, go check it out. Please. Okay, so yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last few days, and I was just in my head. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the daily update after I finish this because I'll finish this in like a few hours and then it'll be fine. Which it didn't happen like that, unfortunately. But what can you do? So yeah, I kind of missed a few daily updates, but I have been doing my art. Okay, so let's talk about what I've been doing with my art, right? So my art. Yeah, so I'm working on this video right now for my art, which is not a daily update video. I was like, how can I make like the daily updates like more engaging, right? Because it's kind of just me showing some art, like, oh, here's the art that I did today. Here's the Japanese I did today. I did this on writing. Like, I don't even really like show that, which is another reason why I wanted to release the drafts. Yeah. So yeah, what I've been doing on my art, I've been making a video. So Ori Days, I think the name's Ori Days, is a YouTuber that I was watching. Is a YouTuber that I was watching, um, for art content, if that makes sense. So they make content on how to get better at art, right? So they just released a new video. When I was thinking about this, I was like, how can I make my art like more engaging and not just be like, oh, like I just did this today or whatever, So I was like, all right, let's. So they released a new video talking about um like what they would do to get better at art if they were starting over in 2025. So I was like, oh, word, let's just go through this video and do that because I kind of lost track of what exactly I was doing in the first place because I was like, I don't know, it was very vague. I wasn't making a lot of progress. I was like I don't know, a lot of art courses and stuff like it's either just a lot of miscellaneous information or like it's like a lot of the beginning parts I feel like it's just not, or maybe even all the course parts, it's just not, doesn't show you very well, like how to exactly improve. It's just like I was watching, I forgot what my man's was, like Chen's course, yeah, which was recommended by Ori Days, and I was watching it, right? And then he's like, oh, like, just practice drawing the body individually. I'm like, okay, well, like, how do I practice it exactly? And it's like, oh, just keep practicing, like, you'll get better. I'm like, like, I don't know. It kind of turns into something which is like, oh, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of art content is directed at people who can already draw, which is kind of annoying. And it's like, bro, I can't draw already. And then like all the beginner stuff is like, oh, here's what a horizon line is. I was like, okay, bro, I know what a horizon line is. Like, how am I supposed to draw a person? You know what I mean? And they just skip all that. It's like a whole just gap. You know what I mean? Which when I get good at art, bro, I'm definitely gonna fill in that gap, bro, because dude, like, I don't know, it's so frustrating. Like looking for content and then like a lot of art content is just like I don't know, some guy like just talking about random stuff. Like I was watching this one video on my perspective course, and bro's like, I was just thinking about apes for like just like days one time. I was just nonstop thinking about apes, and then I was drawing this picture, and I realized like it was turning into an ape, and I was like, that's a cool story, bro, but how's that finna help me draw perspective? You know what I mean? Like, like I don't know. I feel like a lot of art content turns into that, bro. But anyway, we're doing Ori's new video, so we're working on that. But it's about he has like 7 different stages, or he calls them quests that we're doing, and I've spent maybe about 10 hours doing the quest so far. And I'm only at the second stage, so it might take a while. I think I'm gonna release it in parts. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna release it in parts. So I've got about maybe 4 or 5 hours of footage right now that I have to edit. But I have to edit that, so that's gonna take a while. So I'm gonna have to add that to my list of things to do. So you know, yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing going forward. So I'm gonna try to release at least one chapter a week. I'm gonna try to. Let's say every 10 days because I don't know. Like I really don't know what the schedule is gonna be looking like, but I do think it's a like this is a good way for me to actually get down my story though because like I don't know like actually having something concrete that I can show people that's not like a doc that I have or just like an idea in my head, you know what I mean? Seems useful. And I can like get an idea of like whether people like it or not. Because I mean, it'd suck if I drew out a whole manga and I have this whole plot line in my head, and then people are like, "Yeah, this high key sucks, bro." Like, you know. So I'd rather just get that feedback right now. Which I'm liking where the plot line for this is going in my head. Um, I guess maybe I should talk about a little bit. I don't know, like with light novels or like anime stuff in general. Um, I don't know. I feel like the plot line is just like so weird and complex. Like just in general, that's like hard to explain. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like if you talk about like let's say like Batman, bro, it's like what is Batman about? Batman's about a rich guy in a cape being a vigilante superhero guy. Yeah, and fighting evil. That's what it's pretty much about. It's like, okay, what's Sword Art Online about? Okay, it's about a gamer who is gets trapped in a video game and he's really edgy and I guess he's trying to clear the game. Like I guess like I don't know. I feel like it missed so many aspects of like what Sword Art Online's about. I guess it's about a gamer gets trapped in a video game. I don't know. Like what's Code Geass about? Like Code Geass, it's about a prince who got expelled. I got spoilers. It's about a prince who got expelled after his mother was murdered, and now he hates his country and he's trying to destroy them. Also, he gets an anime superpower to mind control people. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, what's my book about? Okay, let's try to go there. We warmed up now, so now we can go there, right? Um, so it's about this guy, nameless protagonist. Um, because he's a nameless protagonist. he ends up in the afterlife, and he has to go through this kind of game like uh not I gotta say trial. He has to go through this like game like system story progression thing, um which is being streamed online for the entertainment of gods, right? And he has to like fight through a bunch of quests and stuff and complete a bunch of challenges to facilitate his resurrection, right? So that's what it's about. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. So there you go. That's what it's about. So if you're interested, please check it out. If you're not interested, also please check it out. Just basically anyone, just please check it out and just tell me like what you think. Like right now, it's only about 2,700 words out right now in the first chapter. So or not even the first chapters. It's the pre chapter, the opening chapter, chapter 0. So yeah, please check it out and tell me whatever you think. You know, you don't have to be nice. Please don't be nice. You know, you can tear me apart, bro. Like I'll be chilling. You know, I'll still sleep at night, man. You know what I mean? So yeah. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, let's maybe talk about the direction going forward. So what am I planning on doing going forward? Well, it's already been a month, and honestly, I don't know how to measure the progress that I made because I feel like sometimes I feel like I've been putting a lot of work into this, but at the same time, I feel like I haven't really. Like, I feel like I do about maybe 3 to 4 hours of work on this whole project a day. That's not even just drawing. And I feel like drawing is like the hardest part. And that thing, like, I like drawing, like, I'm just get mentally exhausted from drawing, like, so quickly. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, it's so tiring. Like, sometimes I'm drawing something and then I just like literally today I was trying to draw a face and I just couldn't get it right and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And I finished drawing it and I was just staring at my like tablet for like a hot minute. I was like completely like zoned out. I was like, "Yeah, I just need to go take a nap." So I went to go take a nap and I got up and I got back to it. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I need to put more time into it. So I'm gonna try to be doing that in the future. I don't know. I think I might try to come up with go back to like daily goals on the whiteboard for my drawing because I think I need to sink more time into it. My Japanese is going perfectly. Like I don't know, it's easy. Like all I do is like I don't know. I feel like it's just obvious what I should do. You know what I mean? Like drawing is so ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? It's like Japanese. Like okay, I just go through this book. Okay, and then after I'm on chapter 11 right now. That's another thing. I completed chapter 11 a few days ago, right? But anyway, on Japanese, I just go through this book, write down notes. I'm finna go through it again. I'm finna go through the I have an exercise book that I'm gonna go through, and I'm gonna just go through and do the exercises, and then I'm going to like repeat them and try to get them right after I take these notes. Um, and then yeah, like that's pretty much it. And then I mean, memorizing the characters. I already memorized basically all the characters. Like I've been seeing Japanese in a lot of different places, and yeah, it's pretty easy to read the characters now. I mean, it's still very slow because I haven't like I'm still like the level of a small child. You know what I mean when it comes to character recognition. But I can read all the characters. Like I've never looked at a character that's not kanji and I can't read it. So it's going good. So my Japanese is going good, and then my writing I just started that up, but yeah, I mean I guess I'll talk about this on the video. So yeah, this isn't really meant to be like a inspiration video. I don't know what type of video this is. This is just an upload for me, honestly. At this point, I'm just talking. But yeah. So like I've been writing for a long time, guys. Like I've been writing for like years. Like I wrote my first book when I was like in middle school. It was terrible. Like it's still probably in my middle school library because they like published it and then they put it in the library. But it was garbage. Like I restarted like 3,000 times, and I mean like I don't know. It was like pretty much all they gave me was like some vague advice, and then it was a time limit. So like I pretty much just ran out of time, and I just published it, and then I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. Like you know what I mean? So it wasn't great, but yeah, that was the first book I ever wrote. I don't even remember what its name was, but it was pretty terrible. I'm not gonna cap. But anyway, the next book that I wrote, I read my first light novel, I think, which was Konosuba, the first light novel I ever read, the whole thing, and I was like, wow, Konosuba is amazing, and I still like Konosuba, but I was like, man, like I bet I could write something like Konosuba. So I wrote my first like light novel, and I'd say it was a success because I finished like the first book. So it was 30,000 words, and you can actually see it online. It's on Wattpad. It's called what is it called? It's called I could look it up right now, honestly, but I know I remember the name. Oh, it's like the average high schooler isn't prepared for life in another world or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in the description. I kind of don't want to because um I'm not working on the project anymore, and like I don't want people to read that instead of reading my other thing, but I'll put it in this, I'll put it like below in the description, so like you have to click like show more to like see it, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I wrote that and I liked that a lot, and I thought it was pretty successful, but I wrote that when I was like 17. Yeah, so I wrote that when I was 17, and then since I was 17 I've been writing on and off and for a while, and I'm 22 now, so I'm an old man, so you know what I mean, like, so I've been writing on and off, and I haven't produced anything that's really finished since that time. And I feel more hopeful for this light novel, right? And the reason for that is because I kind of gave up on the idea of just being totally original, which is crazy because pretty much the one light novel I was successful on, I wasn't trying to be original. I pretty much just stole what I liked from Konosuba and I just put my own spin on it in different aspects, right? And then I liked how it turned out, honestly. So I was like, this is good. And it was easy for me to write too. I mean, all I did, like, I was kind of degenerate. Like, I literally slept all day, and then I read light novels, and then, like, I woke up, like, in the middle of the night, and then I would just start writing, and that was it. Like, that was the only thing I did, right? But, it was easy to write, honestly. Like, I never like felt stumped. I was just like, oh, like the developments kept coming and stuff like that. And yeah, it was great. So, but I haven't had an experience like that since then, and I think it's because I've been trying to make purely original stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Um but this time, I'm not really trying to, like, even my first novel, it was like a purely original idea. I didn't steal it from anyone, and that's probably why it turned out terrible. But I was like, this one, like, I kind of stole it. So I've been reading ORV, right? And that's where I kind of got the idea of like having like a game show like streamed to gods. And ORV has that aspect, but I figured I could steal it because like, one, I'm not really going on with the whole story thing, like, or like, because ORV also has that aspect. I'm talking about omniscient reader viewpoint. If you're wondering, it is great. It is probably the best thing I've ever read. To be honest, you should check it out. I even own the light novels for it, which I'm in the process of reading. But yeah, so it has this aspect where they go through challenges and like gods watch them, but it more talks about the fact that this guy is like changing a story. So if you cuz like he's inside of a story that he read, and he's like changing it. I feel like that's like the more main aspect of it, if that makes sense. Um, so I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm stealing his idea anyway. So yeah, that's where it came from. You know, like don't at me being like you plagiarized. Like I mean you can, but I already know I'm coming clean, bro. Like don't you know? What I mean, don't. It's not original. You know what I'm saying? uh, so yeah, I did that. Or yeah, so been reading ORV. And yeah, so this light novel, it uses that aspect which I really wanted to dig deeper into. And yeah, and then another thing, it uses like the kind of game mechanic system trope. You know what I mean? Where people like get or at least it's planning to, because I haven't written anything that uses that yet. But where people like get powers and get like you can like buy powers, like you know, like in ORV, people like buy swordsmanship skills or they buy different skills or like do that. It kind of uses that system, but I never really liked that system. So this is just turning into a rant about my light novel, but yeah, I never really liked that system. So the system I'm planning on implementing is like a kind of a combination system. So like rather than like buying skills, um well, you can buy skills, but it's not you can buy skills like that, but it has a downside, right? So like if you think about it, like I was thinking about like how would buying a swordsmanship skill actually work in real life? Because if you know anything about swordsmanship, right, like there's or like any type of fighting really, like there's different types of fighting, you know what I mean? Like no one fights the same way, you know what I'm saying? Like there's different main styles, like there are people who fight in MMA and they just box, you know what I mean? There are people who fight in Muay Thai and they like boxing more than like kicks. There are people who like grappling, you know what I mean? There are people who like, you know what I mean, are really good at grappling, or there are people who do combination styles. You know, there are people who like, you know what I mean, big karate kicks. There are people who are just like, nah, I just go with the standard, Muay Thai kick. You know, there's different styles. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with swordsmanship. And swordsmanship, even more so, right? Stupid dog barking. People need to keep their animals chained up inside, bro. That's my belief. But yeah, I was like, if you bought a swordsmanship skill, it's like, what swordsmanship skill are you buying? They're always like, oh, swordsmanship level 1 or whatever, right? It's like, okay, well, what swordsmanship skill are you buying? It's like, also, what sword is that for? Is it like every single swordsmanship skill? Is it katana skill? Because katanas have unique skills. Like, they have like a lot of quick draw skills. They have like hopping skills. Like, there's a lot of different things you can do with the katana. You know what I mean? And then long swords are a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And then like there's also like short swords, and dagger fighting is just grappling, if you know anything. Like it's basically just fighting people without weapons except you have a dagger because the range is so small. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then well, unless you're like you know what I mean, pretty much like vast exaggeration, but yeah. So for me, I was like, I never really liked that system. I thought it was too generic. I thought you could go more in depth into it. So that's what I'm trying to do. So you can buy skills like that, but they're more. I want them to be more specific, so like specific styles. And then I was like, okay, well, if you suddenly just had the knowledge of like swordsmanship implanted into your head, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, would you really be able to do anything with that? Like, you had the knowledge and the muscle memory, right? Like, you're like using someone else's skills. I mean, I was like, how far would you really be able to do with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, would you be able to create your own style from that? I'll be like, probably not, because you're just like stealing stuff from other people, depending on how it works. You know what I mean? The in depthness. You know what I mean? So it's like, how can you really like, what I mean, define like how strong you are? Like, if someone else bought the same skill, I mean, wouldn't you just be evenly matched? I mean, I guess when it comes to like that comes down to your stats, right? But yeah, so I was like, so I didn't really like that system. So I'm implementing it, but it has the drawback of, what I mean, not just plot armor. Whoever wins is, whatever. Like, it has a drawback of like, you're stealing someone else's skills, and you can't like it. You can't actually. It's difficult to evolve from it. You know what I mean? So there's that, and then. what else? What else was I talking about? Like basically everything that's worth getting is much more difficult to obtain than just paying for it, or you have to pay a very large amount for those type of items and skills. You know what I mean? Like that's how I'm planning on doing it. And then you can also just learn your own items and skills. You can make your own items, you know, you can learn your own skills on your own, and then like they become your own original skills, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the system that I'm planning on utilizing. And another thing, like anime power scaling, I feel like, or anime powers in general, I feel like there's just a lot more that could be done with them. Like for example, like I learned a lot about martial arts and swordsmanship, like and stuff like that. And oh my gosh, please focus. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I learned a lot about martial arts and swordsmanship just on my own, just because I was just interested in it. And I really want to implement some of that knowledge into my light novel because a lot of the swordsmanship that people do, like, bruh, like when people in an anime, you see like they like smack the blades against each other and like they like push against each other like this, like, you know, like that, like, bro, oh my god, no, that you would literally never do that ever, bro. And I'm sorry, I may have just ruined action anime for you for your entire life. I'm sorry, but you would never do that. That is extremely unrealistic because the blade, like you think about why you sharpen a blade, like with that, because it chips, right? It chips and the blade dulls, right? The edge dulls when you use it, right? And then like smacking the blade against each other would dull the blade so much it would probably chip the blade and it might be like totally unrecoverable, bro, from that point. Like you never want to hit the blade onto another blade. Like if anything, you hit the blade onto the flat. Like that's how all blocking techniques work in swordsmanship. You want their blade to hit your flat. That way your cuz your flat, it's flat. Like it doesn't matter if it gets duller or whatever. It's like you're dulling their blade, right? And like, bro, like bro, like another thing is like, bro, like anime protagonists have crazy amounts of stamina. Like, if you think like this is just in general, right? Like, bro, like think about like okay, so like I have like a set of stairs in my apartment, right? I'm on the third floor. Okay, running from the bottom floor to the top floor, like it takes a decent amount of stamina. I mean, like I'm not like super fit or whatever, like bro, like I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like bro, like if you ran up like 3 flights of stairs, like actually do that and see how tired you are. Like I'm not saying you're finna be exhausted, right? Depending on like the amount of energy that you spent, but like bro, like people in anime be doing stuff like running 10,000 miles, you know what I mean? They be swinging their swords thousands of times. Like, bro, try to swing a sword like 10 times. Like a wooden sword, like they're super cheap on Amazon. Try to swing a sword 10 times, bro. You'll see how tired you get, man. Like you get tired. Like that is not something that you can just like just do forever. Like in anime, it looks super easy. Oh, it's just one, two, three. No, bro. Like try to do that in real life, bro. You will see how tired you get, bro. Like, have you ever like if you ever did do Muay Thai, have you ever missed a kick? Like, yeah, that drains your energy a lot. Like missing kicks, like punches, like not really so much unless you're like really haymakering it, like you know, I mean, but like, bro, have you ever missed a kick, like a Muay Thai kick? You have to do a spin, and yeah, it you have to like recover, and yeah, it's not great. Like you will get tired very quickly. You know, just try doing a few like roundhouse kicks, just you know, in the open, bro. You'll see how tired you get very quickly. It gets old really quickly. Like the whole thing where like you know people be like you know punching each other 10,000 times or whatever. Like, bro, like you know what I'm saying? Like I mean it's anime powers, but you know so you know rule of cool, but like I'm saying like bro, you know we can do a little bit better when it comes to like actually structuring the mechanics of like how this stuff works. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, I don't know. I just feel a little bit disappointed with the anime game when it comes to that. Like, no one really talks about, I mean, different swordsmanship, bro. And then, like, oh my gosh, people be acting like swordsmanship styles is like totally different. Like, what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, bro, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like the way like like I don't know. I can't describe the feeling because I don't have an example. So I'm gonna put that down for a minute. But you know what I mean? Like it's just a lot of different things in anime that I feel like could benefit or could be more interesting. With some hints of realism. You know what I'm saying? And like I love anime powers, and I'm definitely gonna add anime powers in this. Do not get me wrong. There's definitely gonna be people with anime powers. And everyone's gonna have anime powers, but I just feel like it would be interesting if we could just ground it more in reality, and make it. I feel like it would just add to the immersion. So I really want to do that. Um, yeah. So that's one thing I'm planning on doing in my light novel. So, if I've convinced you yet, I ran out of update, so I'm just talking about a light novel right now. But I've convinced you that please read the light novel. But anyway, I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit, talking about what's going on. You know, what I mean, I don't want this to be like a super formal, do this, whatever video. Like, I kind of, got tired of doing that type of stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like, probably should be a little bit more structured this, but whatever. But anyway, thanks guys for tuning in, bro. Please check out my light novel. Give me some feedback. It's only about 3,000, less than 3,000 words right now, so feedback would definitely be appreciated. I'm finna try to update the next chapter next week. Um, yeah, or by the end of this week. Sorry, or like the end of next week. Yeah. So yeah, please check out my light novel. That's all I got for the updates. And thank you guys for tuning in. Leave a comment. Be like, oh, the video was boring or whatever. Or, hey, bro, you're tweaking on that realism stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, something, I appreciate any comments if you can. Yeah, so, yeah, thanks, guys, for watching. See you guys later.